What did you see in the Legacy Builders program that made it different?
For sure, it was the clear step-by-step path because I had tried and looked at a lot of other things before. And just to give a backstory, I am a homeschooling mom of 11, and I've been home for about 24 years. And time we have had ups and downs financially. Of course, living on one income is always a challenge. It has always been a challenge. My husband's a very hard worker, sometimes has worked 2 and 3 jobs, so I could be home. And so as our children had gotten older, it became even more difficult to live on one income. So I had tried a lot of different ways to make money online. And one of the things for me that was always missing, I felt like all the other things, I could get ideas about some other kind of business, but it would just get me this far. It might tell me how to get my foot in the door in a particular type of business. But then it left me to figure out a whole bunch of other stuff on my own. So when I found Legacy Builders, I was burned out. I was overwhelmed with information. Anybody that's searching on YouTube knows all the information and all the voices and all the different options there are, because there are lots of options. As a super busy mom who felt like I had exhausted all of my different options, and I'm very ADD, so I'm all over the place, popcorn brain. So that helped me. When I was looking, I was actually praying for something done for me, a clear path, someone to literally give me step-by-step instructions so that I would know the next thing to do. I just was really overwhelmed and needed that hand-holding, needed that guidance. That is what appealed to me the most about this particular business that was different from all the other ones.
So once you purchased the program and you got inside the community and inside the program, what was something that you experienced that you definitely didn't expect to experience?
I would say first, the program itself exceeded my expectations because, like many people, going into it, you kind of don't know what to expect. You're kind of, you kind of know how it's, maybe a little bit about what to expect. But of course, your training, your showing up all the time for us, the coaching, the details about how to market anything online, that was huge for me because, like I said, I had some cursory information about what marketing looked like, but to have it so specific and so detailed and just, it took away the guesswork for me. I think it's what it was. It took away the guesswork. The community was far beyond my expectations as far as the encouragement we get there, the additional training that's in the classroom. It just far, far exceeded my expectations and the value is far beyond what I paid for it. So I think that was the thing. Having an automated system done for me was just mind-blowing. Yeah.
I love hearing that, by the way, it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So how has your income changed since starting with the Legacy Builders program?
Drastically. I was, everybody has their own experience, their own story. My story was that I made my money back very quickly. For people who don't know, you make your most of your money back usually in one sale. And I did that within days, which blew my mind. And I was one of those people, when I first saw Legacy Builders, when the link that I found on the ladies page on Facebook, it said, here's how you can make $10K in 30 days. That was the hook. And I kind of doubted that was true. And yet that's what it happened for me. So I had made $10,000 in my first 30 days. I continue to average $8,000 to $10,000 a month, which is great. I'm growing. My goal is to get beyond that. So while that sounds, too good to be true for some people who hear it, it's not even close to the potential, as you know, and many in our community are making far, far more than that. But that is my reality. And so, yeah, I hit 6 figures in 10 months, I think. So that's where it was life-changing income. Yeah.
So as a homeschooling mom, you have 11 kids. How do you think that happened?
Well, the flexibility of the program, the sales funnel that's already done for us, it works on autopilot. And so the work that I do, which often doesn't feel like work, is just sharing my story, sharing the link, answering questions, answering comments. And so that type of work does not require you to sit down and block out hours. I can work in snippets of time around my day, snippets of time around my schedule. And that has been to me something very encouraging for me to share with other moms, because I have a passion and a heart for moms who want to be home. I've always felt like moms, if at all possible, should be home with their children. It's a priority for our lives. And to have this opportunity to share with them gets me really excited, because for a long time I thought that choosing to be home and homeschooling meant choosing between financial peace and being home. I thought it meant just sacrificing. And now that this opportunity is here, we don't have to sacrifice anymore. You can have both. You don't have to choose. And so it makes me excited for moms out there who want to be home or who are home and feel stuck financially.
So good. So what would you tell the version of you who is scared to start?
So I just talked to somebody earlier today that said the same thing. I'm scared. And I said, I was too. I think everybody's scared. I would say, what are you more scared of? Starting and seeing the possibilities. And we know, of course, we look around and see all of the other success stories, or staying where you are. I was scared of staying where I was. I was scared of another year of watching my husband work so hard and still feel the stress and strain of it not being enough. I was scared of all of the, financial implications of not changing. And so, we're always going to deal with fear. But at the end of the day, when I made my decision, I thought to myself, I know I can make one sale. I could probably do that on accident. So what do I really have to fear? Because after that, it's 100% profit. After that, it's a business that, the sky is the limit. So that got me over my initial fear. I would just say, stop being afraid of that and be more afraid of staying where you are and staying stuck.
Yes. So what would you say to a mom that's maybe tried other things before and didn't have success, and she noticed that she spent more time trying to make money than she was making money? What advice would you give to her?
I think that for me, like I said, I never had something with all the pieces in place. And so if you're trying to build from scratch or kind of scratch, it's possible that you just don't have all the pieces in place. And so when you get into a program like ours with such in-depth training that you have provided for us, and I don't know, I would say you probably just haven't found the pieces that you need, the pieces of the puzzle, because that was missing for me. And I don't know, that made the difference for me to have somebody hold my hand, have somebody tell me exactly what to do every day. And if you get stuck, we have ways around that. Let's look at why we're stuck. Let's look at what we can do differently. There's always an answer. Everything is figure outable. So I think that with this business, the training and the mentorship makes all the difference. And probably that's what they're not getting with the other attempts.
Yeah, so good. So you've been in the program how long?
It is 15 months. It's about to be 16 months now. Mm-hmm.
And so, what have you made total?
I should have added it up again right before, because I've made a few sales this week. I'm over 135,000.
As a homeschooling mom of 11, and what was your goal when you found the program?
So if I remember correctly, and I've heard you say the same thing, which I think it's funny, we all start out, I thought if I could just make a consistent, maybe 500 a month, 1,000 a month, that would be so awesome.
Wow, that is so awesome. Well, congratulations. So any last word for that mom that is listening to this right now that really, she's looking at you going, what? She's made over 100,000 as a homeschooling mom. What piece of advice would you give to her right now?
Well, I know that I hear a lot of skepticism, and I understand that to a degree, but just understanding we've never lived in a time like we live now. And so I would just encourage you to take advantage of this time that we live in. Where else can, homeschooling, stay-at-home moms or busy moms, make that kind of money. And so just to get over the skepticism and realize this is the world we live in. The internet has opened up so many opportunities. And like I said, this is not the only opportunity, but in my opinion, this particular business model is the simplest and the fastest way to real income. And I even heard another marketing expert say that recently, that of all the ways, of all the different options online, this is really the simplest and best foundation to get started for sure, because of how much is done for you and the foundation of marketing training and all that. So anyway, I hope that made sense. Just understand what you have, get over the skepticism, dig in, trust the program, trust the process, understand that when you have a proven system, you have a proven product, it just works. It just works.
And what I love about it too is it's already selling in the market out there, right? So it's not like, gosh, would anybody buy this? It's like, no, just learn the marketing so people will buy from you. And I think as a mom, that takes a lot of pressure off.
What's up guys? In this video, I'm going to share with you how to come up with business ideas that are actually good. Welcome to How to Start a Startup. In this course, I'll
Absolutely. And as to the common questions of being saturated, there's no such thing, I think, as a market being saturated, because you've got billions of people, but that market is continually changing. People get married, they lose jobs, they get divorced, they graduate from college. So that market is continually changing, causing a need for people to need these skills. And so, yeah, they're already out there searching for them. Your job is to get in front of them, and that's not hard to do when you know how to do it and you have the instructions for doing it.
It's fun. It's
very
fun.
fun. I
Impacting
love
lives, definitely. Oh, well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking the time. And it's just so, it makes my heart smile. You know, I'm a mom as well, right? I'm a mom of 6, and seeing another mom just impact her life like that. Because I look at it, you know, yes, you're financially helping, but look at the role model you're being for your family as well. I mean, like that's huge. And that to me, that's priceless.
Well, and that plays another little part too. I've always been a little bit on the rebellious side when it comes to conventional methods. And so I've always told my children, avoid college if possible, because there are so many options. And so I hope by my example that my kids will be able to see that and realize the options that are out there, because you know, that I could go down a whole rabbit trail with all of that, but I won't do that. But yeah, just the hope that is out there for people who, like I said, they have either the desire to be home, and I know so many moms out there, working moms that I'm talking to right now, and their hearts are breaking because they feel like they're trapped in that. And I want to tell them, you do not have to stay stuck there. There are options for you to do what's important and not have to sacrifice financially. So I hope they hear that.
Yeah, so true. So true. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate